Number 32. What is the direction of a current that experiences the magnetic force shown in each of the three cases in figure 22.54, assuming the current runs perpendicular to the magnetic field? So check out number 1 of this chapter where I went over right-hand rule number 1 in detail. And that's what we're going to be doing here. We're just applying right-hand rule number 1. Okay. Also the prior problem, number 31. Now the only difference in this problem now is what we're trying to do is we're trying to actually find the current. And in number 31, I had mentioned that the thumbnail will represent the current because basically current is, right, moving charge, and that's kind of like velocity. So that should hopefully make sense. Anyway, what we now have to do is we have to orient our hand to represent this picture. Now remember, the force is your palm, or the direction of the force represents the direction your palm is facing. So in this particular case, your palm should be pointing upwards. All right, so it should almost look like right now, like you're asking for money or something like that, or if you were pretending to hold like a tray, you're a waiter or waitress holding a platter. Okay, your palm is pointing up to the ceiling. Now what you have to do is, we don't know which direction it is yet, which is correct, but that's why now we have to take into account the magnetic field. So the magnetic field they're saying is pointing out of the page. That's what these little circles represent. So now the only way to point your palm up towards the ceiling and then to point your fingers basically back at your face, okay, is to almost pretend you're a waiter or waitress now, right, and you're trying to hold the platter. That's the position your hand should be in, okay? Your palm is up and your four fingers are now pointing out of the page. Now remember, you must maintain this kind of rigid position with your thumb at a 90-degree angle to those fingers and those four fingers. And if you do now, if you're holding that tray and your thumb is in a 90-degree angle to those fingers, your thumb now should be pointing to the left. Okay? So that's the direction of the current. That's it. All right? Letter B now, let's run through it. Palm is facing up again. However, the fingers now are just simply pointing to the right. Now, if your palm is up, fingers are pointing to the right, and you're keeping now a 90-degree angle, right, between your thumb and your fingers, your thumb should be pointing at you, right, or towards you. All right, so we represent that as a dot. So we can say towards you or out of the page, or out of the screen, whatever you want to say. So now here, for letter C now, the force is pointing to the left. So pretend if you're right, well, this is right-hand rule number 1, so you got to be kind of right-handed for this one. Yeah, jokes don't get any better than that here. So your palm will now be facing to the left, okay? Almost like you're shaking someone's hand. Okay, pretend you're righty and you're shaking someone's hand right now. Now the thing is, your fingers now should be pointing into the computer screen. And you might say, well, they are already. Okay, great, right? So you don't have to contort your hand in a strange way now. So letter C is almost like you're shaking somebody's hand. And if that's the case, your thumb should be pointing now directly upwards. So that would be the direction of the current. And that's it. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Hope that helped. Please remember to help us out and subscribe. We appreciate it, and we look forward to helping you with more problems. Take care.